Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Hello, art history enthusiasts and visual culture aficionados. It's me again, Miss M. And I'm back with yet another video because you know that I couldn't just let you live in peace. No. And I'm back with another Shining video, courtesy of Boxy. Alright, Boxy. She said, maybe I shouldn't say she, this is, Boxy. Hey there, just started to watch this video. I have a question. When will you be publishing part 6 of the Shining analysis? I hope soon. Greetings, smiley face. Okay, Boxy, this is for you. I tried to do this last night, and then I replied to Boxy. Yeah, thanks for the comment, and thank you for reminding me. I've been tired. Your wish is my command. I'll be working on it tonight, so expect a Shining video tomorrow. And Boxy is excited. Thank you so much for being excited, Boxy. I didn't know that people like these videos so much, but, I guess they do. Yeah, 188 views 4 weeks ago. And Boxy was commenting under the Orlando Museum of Art video. So I did this last night, and oh my God, the thing was almost 2 hours long. And then I went to save it and upload it, and the audio was a mess. And I said, oh, damn. So, but I am not one to be deterred. So here I am again. Okay, here I am again. Trying again. Now, as you all might know, from the last video, from the Orlando video, I'm gonna start, get the church announcements out the way. I'm an affiliate now. I do affiliate marketing. I'm trying to get my hustle on, doing affiliate marketing for both Blick Art Materials and Pete's Coffee so far. Okay. And no, I haven't made any money yet, and I don't expect to, but I'm trying. So yeah, this is a sponsored video. I guess if I make any money, it's a sponsor. If I don't, then I guess it's not. I don't know how it works, but here I am doing it anyway. This is my latest pick from Blick. Maybeth Artist Easel M02. This thing, yes, it's expensive. Yes, it is. But I'm bringing you the best of the best of the best, okay? I know art supplies. All right. They don't got to be no question in your mind. I know art supplies. I've been around art and artists all my life. No, I'm not an artist myself, but I do work in that field, and I sure do know art supplies. An easel like this will last you possibly decades. All right. So yeah, you can get the cheapy ones. You sure can. $50 for a little balsa wood contraption that will not last you very long, or like a little metal one that will crap out on you sooner than later. Or you can get something like this. If you're a serious artist, if you're doing serious work, invest serious money. Yeah, $2,305. But let me tell you something else about Blick. Their prices are awesome. I did some comparison shopping. Even though I'm affiliate with Blick, I'm looking for some art supplies to buy for somebody else, and they have the best prices. You can take it from me, Miss M. You can take it from me. Blick has the best prices on art materials, art supplies, canvases, brushes, paint, easels. All right, and don't forget the other one for my socials, the Moleskine Classic Leather Notebook. Check it out. I'm going to leave the links for this in the description, so check it out. These are my 2 picks so far. This classic journal, leather-bound journal, and this awesome easel. This is the easel of your dreams. All right, take it from me. All right, Blick Art Materials, good old company. Been around for a little while. And, of course, don't forget the coffee. Zenith Summer Blend. All right, like I said, I'm going to be putting all of the links to this in the description. I do my coffee breaks. I'm a coffee fiend. You should know by now if you've been following me for any length of time. Now, now that I got that out the way, as Steve Harvey would say. Let's get back to it. I always start at my homepage or here so that you know you're in the right place. The Object of Art on YouTube, my channel. And it has been almost 2 weeks, 13 days since I made a video. The last one I made was the Orlando Museum of Art caper. 66 views. No, for like anybody else, like not a lot. For me, thank you for those 66 views. Thank you for the 44 views on the Erica Jane video. Thank you for the 188 views on the last Shining video, part 5, Understanding the Shining, part 5. And I'm going to talk about that one. I've got it over here. Part 5, Crazy Wendy, Goofy, Rubber Ducky, Hot Air Balloon, and more. There's something I forgot to talk about last time. I think I forgot. It's been what? It's been 4 weeks, so I don't even remember whether or not I forgot to talk about. But I feel it bears repeating, even if I have talked about it. Okay, so did I want to say anything else? Oh yeah, returning viewers, thank you for returning. New viewers, thank you for being new. Thank you for seeing it, clicking on it, taking a chance, watching it. I hope you liked it. And if you did like it, hit the like button. Comment, subscribe, share if you know somebody who would like to listen or to watch my nonsense here. You never know. There's a lot of people out there who are into all kinds of weird stuff, including my channel, my videos. So, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you don't like it, feel free to hit the dislike button. Do those things even work anymore? I don't know when's the last time I saw a video with dislikes. What's going on? What's going on? Including mine. Like, where's the I mean, I'm not asking for dislikes, but I kind of am. Like I do every video, and I say, if you don't like it, go ahead and hit the dislike button. And so far, nothing. I'm pretty sure not all of you like this. But if you do dislike it, go ahead and try to hit the dislike button. But like I said, with great power comes great responsibility. If you hit that dislike button, also just have the courtesy and the decency to tell me why you disliked it. And that's what the comments are for. So I'm ready for that. Anything else I want to say? Well, I've been wanting to make a lot more videos, but I haven't because your girl, Miss M, has been busy like hell. This new job assignment that I'm doing, it's a temporary assignment. And now I realize why I got the job, because probably nobody else wanted it. I have to drive to like Timbuktu and back 4 days a week. And that shit eats up a lot of gasoline. Gasoline is expensive, especially if you live in Southern California. I was like so over the moon happy when I saw that the price of gasoline in Southern California at some gas stations had dropped below $6 a gallon. I was like, oh, it's only 5 something. Only. Like, what is wrong with me? What world are we living in where I'm happy about, $5 plus per gallon gasoline? But I was. Going to the store is a nightmare. Everything costs an arm and a leg. Like, a loaf of bread costs like at least $3. It's crazy here in Southern California. I know other parts of the country, wherever you might be, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this video, I'm here in Los Angeles, all right? I'm dealing with Los Angeles traffic. I'm dealing with Los Angeles heat. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. It's July. It's going to get even worse in August and September. Those are our hot months. Like, I'm not trying to be crass, but Indian summer, that's what it means here. It means that when it's like supposed to be, happy fall, y'all, that's when the heat turns up here, and that's when I lose my damn mind. And thankfully, I got like a little air conditioning unit that I'm loving. It's wonderful. It's keeping me sane. And the AC, I blast that in the core. on the way to and from work. And I know that eats up a lot of my gasolina. But I'm not going to sweat. I'm sorry, I'm not. The window is not good enough. Window just brings in hot air. Listen, that's what I've been going through. Like tomorrow or like day after, I got to go grocery shopping. I know I got to buy eggs. I got to buy soda. I got to buy all this stuff. And I know it's going to cost at least $50 for like just a couple of things. Just like a dozen eggs, maybe some peanuts, maybe some Coca-Cola. Stuff like maybe a loaf of bread, whatever. I don't dare buy any meat. They're going to turn us all into vegetarians. Is that the plan? Which is, nothing wrong with vegetarianism, but I want to be able to choose it voluntarily. Oh, golly. Golly. Yeah, so I know that grocery bill is going to be at least $50, maybe closer to $100. It is crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. So, here I am and here we are. I got all the church announcements out the way. Once again, thank you for being here, whoever you are. And I'm going to talk about The Shining Part 6, Understanding The Shining. Part 6, I don't know what the other part of the title, what I'm going to title it. I'm hoping to think of something real cute and clickbaity, but it never really works. So I don't even know why I try. YouTube don't like me. These algorithms don't like me. And no, I'm not paranoid. Okay, I see what's going on. All right. My Hunter Biden video. Hunter Biden's in the news again. Where's my last Hunter video? There it is. 13 views. Really? Hunter Biden is in the title. Like, how much more do you need? They're suppressing. So I'm even thinking about. I might make an announcement in a future video. I'm gonna just take all my Hunter Biden videos, make them private, and promote them on social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And if you want to see them, you're going to have to just be one of the cool kids and have a link and get a link from me somehow. I don't know, maybe my blog or something, that thing that I never update. Oh, Lord. Anyway, you guys, that's enough of my nonsense and my bitching. Have a nice cup of Pete's coffee. All right. They also make tea. I'm going to start advertising some tea because, like I said, it's hot down here. Whew. And I've been making Arnold Palmer's. Delicious. Okay, so I'm going to get some Pete's tea or something and make some awesome Arnold Palmer's. I've already been making some of it, and it's delicious. So let me get into it. I got all the church announcements out the way, and let me get into this mess. Now, here we are, you guys. Here we are. Okay, I made my little PowerPoint presentation. And I have 103 slides. Just to give you an idea. And let me go back for 1 second. This last one was 1 hour and 15 minutes. I don't know what's going to happen this time. Last night when I tried to make this video the first time, I almost got up to 2 hours. 120 minutes. I don't know what's going to happen today. But what am I covering in this video? I am covering on my copy of the movie The Shining. Covering minutes 15 through 18. 3 minutes. I'm analyzing this video visually in my own special way. Okay, there ain't no rules to this shit. I could do it my way. All right, I don't care who's out there who says you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way, you got to do film theory and whatever they teach at film theory school. No. Not here. Not with me, Miss M, at the Object of Art. Miss M can do it however she wants to. And that's what she's going to do. Okay, me and my cup of coffee, we are gonna analyze this movie visually, the way I analyze movies visually. And by the way, I've got some stuff on the cooker in the future. If you like my movie reviews and analyses, I've done The Exorcist, I've done The Shining. I'm thinking of adding a couple more movies to the rotation. Possibly another Kubrick film. I have the whole Kubrick collection on DVD. Full Metal Jacket. Okay, that should be fun. Possibly Kill Bill, volumes 1 and 2. I I picked that one because it's the less violent of all of all of the other Quentin Tarantino movies. Kill Bill, there's like blood and everything, but it's okay. It's tolerable. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I've already rambled for 15 minutes about coffee and easels and art supplies and saying that YouTube is suppressing me and social media is suppressing me, being my little paranoid delusions. I talked about the weather in Southern California, talked about my job and how exhausted I am and how much gasoline I've been burning through, groceries, etc. Okay, let's get to it. Right, let's get to it. Minutes 15 through 18 in The Shining. And like I said, I've got 103 screenshots here for my little PowerPoint presentation. 103. And I made this last night. I went through those 3 minutes, minute 15 through minute 18 on my copy of the movie. And I said, oh my God, this, I thought I would have nothing at all to talk about because this part of the movie is just Wendy and the doctor woman talking and talking and talking. And it's mostly those 3 minutes, minute 15 to minute 18, are mostly just close-ups of Wendy's face and her talking. And I said, oh, this is going to be a very short Understanding the Shining video. Part 6 is going to be very short. And then I got into it and I said, wait a minute, maybe it's not going to be so short. As I started taking screenshots, and I have once again uncovered some of Stanley Kubrick's genius. I think that's what I've done. You be the judge. You go ahead and watch and listen, and you be the judge. This is okay. So this is the first slide. Yeah, the first screenshot. And let me go over here. Okay, so this is where this is the other video, right? Hold on. Yes. This is where we left off. In part 5. At minute 15, all right? And there we are again. Yeah, basically the same shot, just from minute 15 onwards. So it's a doctor woman. They are done examining and questioning Danny, or the doctor lady is, and then they have moseyed on into the living room of the Torrance's apartment in Boulder, Colorado, with all this clutter and mess and all these frickin' books. Now let me just get these books out the way, just like I like to get my church announcements out the way. I'm going to get the books out the way. So we can get into all the other stuff. So all these books, look at them. Okay, look, and here's another, the next screenshot chronologically. More books on this wall over here. Books on this, like, whatever this is, card or shelf, this rickety looking thing over here. More books on the ironing board. And of course, this side table, we already saw these books. And, and there's newspapers on the table. This is a time before the internet. People read their news on a paper, on actual printed paper. And this, paper here with this red part on it, this newspaper, it says the Carter collapse. Okay, so this movie was made in the late 1970s. It was released in 1980, and Jimmy Carter was president. The peanut farmer from Georgia. And I started talking about this. A little while ago I was talking about the price of gas. And how, like, this is why I got the job. I'm not working remotely. I have to drive to the job site every day and burn up all that gasoline. And all the other people who are working at this place, they're all still working remotely. And they offered my duck ass this job. And, shout out to Supercent. And they said, oh yeah, here, you could do this job. It's a temporary job, but here it is if you want it. And I said, you know what, why not? Why not? And then I had to go through all this bullshit to, like, all these forms I had to fill out and everything. And then I realized why I got the job. Because nobody else wanted it, because everybody else would rather continue working remotely online at home rather than, especially now, rather than burn up all that gas, that expensive fucking gasoline. And I said, oh, they got me. They got me. They got my dumb ass. And now I'm stuck. All right. I've got, a couple more weeks and I'm done. But, I mean, the job itself isn't horrible. It's just the fact that the price of gasoline is eating up a good portion of whatever they're paying me, which is not a lot. The nerve of them and the stupidity of me. It's partially my fault. I should have said no, but no, I wanted to be a team player. So here we are. I have no energy to make videos because of this job. But it's okay. It's a temporary position. A couple more weeks and I'm home free. Anyway, the Carter collapse. So in the late 1970s, 1980, there was an energy, there was a fuel crisis. Very similar to now. I mean, it's not exactly the same as what was going on back then, but like people were stressed about whether or not they could put gas in their cars. Okay, that's what the situation was. They were like, people were lining up. They would get up extra early in the morning, go to the gas station and wait for the place to open or whatever so they could be first in line so they can get gas before the place ran out of gas. And I don't know what the prices were like back then because I wasn't alive in the 1970s. I was alive in the 1980s. But I know it was like a big deal. It was a big deal and it was similar to what is going on now. Carter and how he handled that situation, that episode of American history with this energy crisis, the fuel crisis, and what's going on now. There are too many parallels. There are too many similarities that can't be ignored. They can't simply be brushed off. There is you guys, if you want like real cool analysis, and there's a picture of Joe and Jill Biden out there on the internet. It's pretty easy to find. And they're posing with Jimmy and Rosalind Carter in what looks like a living room. And I don't know what the hell this photographer did. Okay, Jimmy and Rosalind Carter look like teensy weensy little munchkins compared to Joe and Jill Biden. And I'm like, it looks like a miniature room. And they look like teensy weensy little people, the Carters. And I know they're old and everything, and old people shrink, but no, something's going on with that picture. This is the kind of stuff I notice. This is the kind of stuff that people tell me about, and like I can't get it. A friend actually told me about this, and hey, David, and I can't get it out of my head. Like, what is that picture? Like some kind of visual message that's telling the viewer, people who do have eyes to see, as they say, that like whatever Joe Biden does is going to dwarf whatever happened during the Carter administration. Is that the message of that? And I wish I could find it. Wish I could but that we're not talking about that now, and that's why I'm kind of like kicking myself for even mentioning it. Maybe in a coffee talk or a coffee break video, I'll bring it up again. But it says Carter here. That's why we're talking about it. The peanut farmer from Georgia. All right. So that's there for a reason. All right. This newspaper with this writing on it, it's kind of hard to see. Admittedly, I don't have the best copy. It's not very crisp. All right. The picture is not, the film is not very sharp. So, there's that. But also, there are people out there, and Exorcist Reviews actually helped me with this, so big shout out to Exorcist Reviews. I hope he starts making videos again because I miss them. He talked to me about these the books in this room, right? And he said, these books, maybe books are connected to characters in the movie. I might have mentioned this in prior Shining videos, whether it's Understanding the Shining videos or like coffee break videos or the Cult of the Shining video where I talk about stuff. I don't remember. It's all gotten scrambled in my head. And he said, maybe when we see these books, they're connected to the characters. Like, okay, Wendy, when they were eating lunch, they were having those peanut butter sandwiches at the table here. Wendy was reading The Catcher in the Rye, and I talked about, it is my belief, and I've researched this online. Holden Caulfield is probably a schizophrenic. Okay, I don't know how you feel about that, and I'm sorry if I'm offending you. You know, people that have an affection for that book, but no, Holden is not okay in the head. Holden has issues. It's not just his antisocial behavior. No, he has a mental issue, and he probably, like at the end of the book, he probably ends up in a facility. Let's just put it that way. And Wendy's reading that book at the lunch table with Danny. Now this shot over here, or over here, don't matter. This, you get a better view of it here. The Wish Child. And this is what Exorcist Reviews was talking about. He said, you know, so if the Catcher in the Rye is connected to Wendy, then the Wish Child is connected to Danny. Okay, I mean, it is talking about a child. And Danny is a child. He's like 4 years old, I think, in this movie. You know, so what book represents Jack? And I said, you know, is it the book that he's writing? That he's allegedly writing during his time at the hotel as the caretaker? I don't know. Maybe. It's not the Red Book. Shout out to Max Dera. It's not the Red Book because the Red Book belongs to the hotel. So if that Red Book, you know, Max Dera's being way too hard on himself. I wish he would like just not listen to those commenters who say, no, it's not Carl Jung's book. It doesn't matter whether or not it's Carl Jung's book. It's a big-ass red book on Stuart Ullman's desk. That means it is very strongly indicating that there's a possibility that the presence of a red book on, with not just red book on Stuart Ullman's desk, but a red book that is called a red book. The title of the book is The Red Book on Stuart Ullman's desk, and these red books are actually hotel manuals for hotel managers. But that doesn't mean it's not alluding to Carl Jung's book. And it doesn't mean that it's not a signal being sent to the viewer by Stanley Kubrick that's saying, yeah, this movie is going to contain a lot of symbolism, or a lot, whatever Carl Jung was doing or working on, yeah, that's going to be happening in this movie, so look out for it. That's a literal, yeah, I guess I can say that. It's a literal red flag. All right. So, you know, shout out to Max Durrell. I wish he would keep going. I wish he would develop that even further, because he seems to know more about it, way more about it than I do. Anyway, so we got these books up here, all right? And like I said, they're all over the place. This person, this Wendy person, she's got a lot of free time on her hands. This is before the internet, you know, before iPads. Now in this day and age, there wouldn't be all these books all over the place. She would just have all of this on her iPad or her Kindle or whatever. But here and now, in like the late 70s, yeah, if you wanted to read, this is how you did it. Okay, so here we are. Here we are with these crazy books. Here we are with this Wish Child book. All right. And so I go back to Ice Cream. All right. This marvelous website. And it has a list of all the books in this room. It's called Boulder Literature. So that refers to the Boulder, Colorado apartment that is where the Torrance family resides before they move on to the Overlook Hotel. And it's got a list of all the books. I'm not going to go through all of them. No way in hell. But it's talks about the Wish Child here. Okay. And what I wanted to say, and what I said in the video that I made last night that did not turn out well. These websites and stuff that do this cataloging of all these objects and items and artwork and books and everything in the movie, they are awesome. But I wish they would just catalog and not try to interpret. Because, they have the right to interpret, but most of them are never, ever, ever consider the Wendy is crazy theory. I need to modify that. I mean, I'm not going to mention that creator or his video ever again, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to, I don't call it the Wendy theory. I call it the Wendy is crazy theory. Like I said, the creator of that video, whoever it might be, very, 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 there's a very real, in my opinion, possibility that it might be plagiarized work, and that person was just trying to have a little fun, and they don't know what they unleashed. And that's what happens when you mess around with shit that you shouldn't be messing with. But I'm glad. Now we're talking about this, and now we're talking about this as a, in my opinion, very definite possibility. No, in my opinion, I don't think Jack is writing a book. I don't think that's what we're seeing in the movie. I think that we're seeing the products of Wendy's diseased mind. Okay, and I want to modify, I call it the Wendy is crazy theory. I'm going to modify it a little bit. I'm going to call it the Wendy is crazy and evil theory. Okay, and that is my right. I can have that opinion and voice it. If Wendy is not just crazy, okay, she's crazy and evil. That's what I said, and that's what I meant. All right. So here, this awesome ice cream website. They have all these books, and you can click on all of these. I'm going to leave this in the description too, along with my little, affiliate links. And they covered this book that is very easily visible. And this is why I'm only going to concentrate on this book in this room in the movie, because it's so easily visible. All these other books, like, really? Like, seriously? Did Stanley Kubrick expect each and every person, or any, even a small minority of the people who view his movie, to actually comb through the movie, okay, with like a little toothpick and comb through everything like an archaeologist with a toothpick and a little brush, and find all the titles of these books and look all of them up and do this like crazy complicated meta-analysis of like what every single last one of these books might be adding to the subplot or subtext of this movie. No, I don't think that he expected that of his viewer, even the most ardent Stanley Kubrick fan. But the ones that you can see easily, and if you're a person like me who wears glasses, you can see it without your glasses. Yeah, I'm going to concentrate on those, at least a little bit. So here's the Wish Child, right? And the Carter, where is it? This thing. So he's mentioning Carter for a reason. He's mentioned the collapse or whatever was going on, whatever the like main issue with Carter was. And that's kind of what it was. That's what he's remembered for, that fucking fuel crisis. All right? Anyway, and the Wish Child. Carter and Wish Child. Okay, so Wish Child, what's up with this crazy ass book? It was by a woman named Ina Seidel. 1930 is when it was written. It was very popular in 1930s Germany. It concerns the struggle of a widow and her child during... Oh, Lord. Did you see that? Widow. Foreshadowing. Wendy, I'm preaching to the choir. I know that when I'm making these videos. When I'm talking to a person... when a person is listening to my videos or watching them or whatever, like, you already know the ending. I don't have to keep you in suspense. If you're watching this video, that means you've watched The Shining all the way through at least once. So I'm not going to worry about spoiling anything for you. You know that Wendy becomes a widow by the end of this movie. Okay? All right. So the book, The Wish Child, it concerns the struggle of a widow and her child during the Napoleonic period in Prussia. She saves her child from one threat, only to lose him in the Prussian Wars. And according to the author of Ice Cream, an apt reference for Wendy's dawning revelation about Jack's violence and the coming to 37 violence. Again, this is interpretation, and I don't agree with it, but Ice Cream is entitled to their opinion. This represented her breakthrough into mass popularity, and he's talking about the author of The Wish Child, not Wendy. Seidel's breakthrough as a writer was a book called Das... I don't care. Okay, I'm not concerned about anything else that Ida Seidel wrote other than The Wish Child for the purpose of this analysis. So I'm not going to talk about Das Labyrinth. And maybe it is important, but like, again, does Stanley Kubrick expect us to review the biography and the resume and the body of work of every single author and artist of any book and, print or work of art featured in the movie? I hope not, because that would be very cruel of him. I mean, maybe, it's possible, but Das Labyrinth, the author of Ice Cream, is mentioning that because of that damn maze. And the maze is supposed to be a labyrinth, or a reasonable facsimile for, like, the Minoan labyrinth. But, The Wish Child, going to focus on that here, exposes the emotion attached to motherhood during war while investigating an endangered national inheritance. Okay. And although the author of The Wish Child, was an early adherent of Hitler, oh, she sounds great. Shit. Her final novel, Michaela, 1959, treated the guilt of middle-class Christian Germans who had supported the Third Reich. I've got some of my own ideas about what this really means, but I'm going to leave them for some other time. This is not a conspiracy theory video. This is a visual analysis of a film video. This. You know what? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, and I know I am, and I apologize. But this thought just came into my head. Like, what if oh, yeah, you're going to hate me for this. But I'm going to say it anyway, because how else are we going to learn? You can learn from my mistakes. Go on ahead. Do that. The Wish Child. Is wish short for Jewish? I don't know. I know it sounds ridiculous. But, like, what if that's what's going on with this book? This woman is a Hitler supporter. The one who wrote the book. And it's about Napoleonic period in Prussia. Napoleonic period. So in the 30s, she's writing a book about something that happened over 100 years before this book was written. What? Okay, Napoleon was interesting. I have plenty of opinions about Napoleon and the Napoleonic Wars and everything. But that's not for this video. Maybe for another one. And like I said, Wish Child, and it was written by basically an anti-Semite. The author was an early adherent of Hitler. Early adherent. So I guess that implies that she saw the error of her ways. Yeah, sure. Okay, so is wish short for Jewish? I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's with Stanley Kubrick. You'd never know. I mean, he was Jewish. So, like, is there a possible? Is he possibly playing with language that way? I don't know, but I'm going to consider it. I'm going to keep it, in the back of my mind while I'm doing this. There's numerous touches about Wendy's visual character to suggest that she's blithely unaware of her own national inheritance. Okay, Ice Cream. All right. Not least of which the numerous indigenous outfits and items on her person throughout the film, including in this scene with her Navajo-style belt. Yeah, there it is. But there are less incendiary things she's forgotten as well, like the clue behind her head all through this scene, which foreshadows Danny's Theseus style. What's a clue? CLEW. Oh, why didn't I look that up? Okay, next time. Next time. Okay. A few reviewers consider Ida Seidel's interest in human psychology as integral to her work, a running theme among several of the writers in the room. Okay, interest in psychology. So, again, if this is true, I'm just going to go ahead and take Ice Cream's word for it. But if this is true, this is actually quite meaningful. The other authors of the books that are in this messy-ass room, there's an interest in human psychology, which goes back to what Max Dera was saying about that red book, about Carl Jung. So it's not just if there's the books in the room, the authors of the books in the room. Let me go back over here, right? Let me show you. Look at all those damn books. If a good portion of these books are written by authors, and one of the main interests of most of these authors was human psychology, that coupled with what Max Dera was saying about the meeting of the Red Book in Stuart Ullman's office, that it's Carl Jung, the famous Carl Jung's Red Book. And even if it isn't that book, it's still that book because it can be a stand-in for that book symbolically. And it's supposed to maybe remind you of that if you are aware of it in the first place. But never mind. So there's an interest in psychology. So that is, what is psychology? It's a study of the human mind. And like I said, something's wrong with Wendy's mind. Yeah. So we're trying to figure out what's wrong with her. We didn't know that. All these years, people have been analyzing The Shining, thinking that, like Ice Cream just wrote in their blog post about the Wish Child, that Jack is the villainous one. Jack is the violent one. When all this time, it might have been just the other way around. Maybe it's fucking Wendy. Maybe she's the fly in the ointment, as they say. Or maybe she's, she's the one that we should have been worried about all this time, but we weren't because she's female, and we think of females as docile and harmless and innocent and pure, and we really shouldn't. I'm not espousing any feminist beliefs here, no, but the feminist push to make women more aggressive, like, that's not okay, in my opinion. But also thinking of women as totally harmless and incapable of hurting anybody, or at the very least defending themselves, like, yeah, that's not right either. Okay? And I'm not going to say speaking as a woman, because that's ridiculous too. But, women are underestimated. And if the Wendy is crazy and evil theory is correct, you might, I'm taking it to the mountain here. If that theory of, that I have, I guess, reworked in my own special little way, if I could even say that, if the Wendy is crazy and evil theory is correct, then, like, what does that say about us? It's not about Wendy, it's about us, the viewer. That's what Stanley Kubrick is trying to make us think about. Like, why are we all so stupid? Why didn't we all see that, or even consider a glimmer of that possibility being on the table for discussion? No, it's all Jack. He's the big bad wolf. And yeah, I mean, if you know the movie, yeah, he is, I guess. He's portrayed that way. He sure is. Little pigs, let me in. Yeah, again, I'm not spoiling the movie because you all have seen it already. Right, so anyway, this messy-ass room and all these crazy books, and they're all leaning over, they're not... I mean, has this woman never heard of bookends? I mean, really. And so The Wish Child, written by Ida Seidel, who was, again, a fan of Hitler. That's real great. And then... if somebody was a Nazi, Ida Seidel, if she was the writer, the author of The Wish Child, if she was a Nazi, can I take her opinions seriously? Should I? Should I? For, like, again, reasons that are obvious? Like, who would want to listen to a Nazi? But also reasons that are not obvious, that I'm not going to talk about here because, again, some of my conspiracy theory, my own personal ones, are out there. Y'all are not ready. No, you're not. I don't care what you think. You're not ready for my shit. Maybe one day, maybe when I get some more like subscribers, then I'll lay it on you. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with the Shining analysis. So Wish Child. Now, I'm gonna take a teensy weensy little break, and I'll be right back. And we will get into basically an analysis of Wendy Torrance's face in I hope the second half of this video. So sit tight. I'll be right back. There won't be any break in the no commercials or anything, but my mouth is getting dry, so hold on. I'm back. I'm hydrated now. Okay. So anyway, I took a break. So I've been talking for 45 minutes now. Let me get into it. Let's get into these freaking slides. So what happened in the last one? The doctor came, examined Danny, asked him a bunch of questions basically to figure out whether or not he might have epilepsy. And him passing out might have been an epileptic seizure, right? And there's one more thing I want to cover that I tie up a loose end from the last video. Look at this, right? This is where we ended up. But this is when we're still in Danny's room, and she's examining him. And remember everything I said about her and Goofy and the rubber duck and how it magically jumped from here to there. You watch the video. Okay. And this I didn't cover. This orb. This thing here. See where my pointer is? My cursor? I'm circling this orb. What is that? What is that? Is it something to do with the light coming from the bathroom? Or whatever? I don't know. Is it a... what do they call it on Ghost Adventures? A lens flare? I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is it's here throughout... No, not here. Throughout this scene, okay? Yeah, see? She's sitting on the bed now, rather than being like hovering over Danny. It's still here. It's still here. And... yeah, still here. There's Danny answering questions. The interrogation. Orb is still there. And then, when they get up to go and leave the room. Okay, she's getting ready. She's packing up her shit. They're getting ready to leave the room. And then... here. Orb's gone. Whatever it was is gone. So we go from this. So this part of the bathroom door, yeah, that's where the orb is located, and gone. Also, many Shining aficionados have remarked that the dopey, it's dopey sticker from Danny's bedroom door that faces outward towards the hallway. The dopey sticker, when we're zooming into the bathroom to see Danny talking to Tony, there's a dopey sticker here. And now, here we are, after everything's happened, allegedly. You know, Danny allegedly passed out after he was allegedly in the bathroom, allegedly brushing his teeth. We didn't see him brushing his teeth, but he was talking to Tony, and that's when Wendy got the call from Jack that he got the job, and so on and so forth. And then Tony says, oh yeah, he got the job, and he doesn't want to go to the hotel, and Danny asks why, and then Tony doesn't tell him. He shows him those visions, and we talked about those. Okay, and there's a dopey sticker here. As you're moving the camera moves from Danny's room through here into the door of the bathroom, and there's a dopey sticker. The dopey sticker's gone. I'm going to be talking about that later, but right now I'm talking about that frickin' orb. I don't believe Stanley Kubrick would let something like this happen. He doesn't seem like the kind of sloppy-ass director that would just let this, that he wouldn't notice this. If it's some kind of camera anomaly, light anomaly, whatever, I'm using Ghost Hunter show language because that's where we see these orbs. I don't think Stanley Kubrick or the people working for him would have let this slide and not notice this. I just don't. But there it is, and then I need to rewatch, how it just okay, here, look. What is this? It is creepy. It is creepy. I'm going to play a little bit of my own video. Okay. So we're, this is no sound, but this, and there, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. What is it? Is that the presence of something in the room with the three of them? Danny, Dr. Lady, and Wendy. And then there's the presence of a fourth thing, a fourth entity. I mean, you've heard of the Schoen report if you're watching this video. Yeah, you've heard of the Schoen report. And you know what that is. Is this akin to that? Is this orb? Maybe I should look for it, in other parts of the movie. I don't know. And then again, like I said, the dopey sticker that is there before and is not here now. I don't know what to think. And that's why I wanted to mention that. And I'm mentioning that for a reason. So we're here in this messy-ass apartment, in this messy-ass living room / dining room / kitchen area. And the doctor lady, and this thing, before I get started, this rock. It looks like a piece of marble or granite. It's just hanging out here on the side table. And I see a layer of dust on this table. Lord. Okay, listen. Let me keep going. What is this? This thing. Is it an ashtray? It doesn't look like an ashtray. Is it a paperweight? What is it? Why is this rock here? Okay, I'm not going to interpret the rock because I just noticed it, basically. After so many times watching this movie, I just noticed the rock. Okay. And also notice this lady's watch. Dr. Woman's watch. It's more or less the same watch that Wendy's wearing. Is this, you guys, this could be a couple of different things. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now so I don't forget. Okay, so Jack is having his interview. At the Overlook with Stuart Ullman, and then Bill Watson comes in and Bill Watson gives, he has stink face, or stank face, or whatever it's called. He's just looking at Jack like he wants to spit at him, like he's just a cockroach. So there's the three of them in Stuart Ullman's office. And Stuart Ullman is the one who is conducting the interview and asking Jack questions and telling him about the tragedy at the hotel, about, what is it, Charles Grady. All right. Is this Wendy's interview? Is the Doctor Woman, which some researchers and analysts of this movie have remarked that this lady, who happened to, the woman who played this Doctor Woman, I forget her name, but she was married to a really, really amazing actor, Eli Wallach. All right, he was everything, that man, and this is his wife. So he, Stanley Kubrick, hired some top actors for this movie. This lady, Jack Nicholson, he was serious about this movie. He hired some good talent. Anyway, what was I saying? Her other Shining aficionados have remarked and noticed that she strongly, very strongly, resembles Stuart Ullman. So Jack is doing an interview. Maybe Wendy is doing an interview too. All right? Whether or not this woman even exists, if Wendy has schizophrenia, and this whole thing, this whole episode with Danny and calling the doctor and the doctor coming over, if the doctor is just a fig Newton of Wendy's imagination, okay. All right. I cannot ignore that possibility. That the doctor isn't real. Danny didn't really pass out. There's some more nonsense going on with Wendy for whatever reason. She's having a psychotic episode. I don't know. She's having a delusion. Whatever. Hallucination. Whatever you want to call it. Is this woman just a figment of Wendy's imagination? They're wearing the same watch. And I have to look at this a little closer, but their watches are not showing the same time, I don't think. Right? I think this lady's watch is like a morning time, or is it? I'm not sure. I'd have to zoom in, and even then it would be like blurry and grainy. And then Wendy's watch is at the same time. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not sure, and I don't know how to find out. Help me. Help me, I need to know this. But, so is this Stuart Ullman's parallel? You know, is this lady the Stuart Ullman to Wendy's Jack? I don't know. And then the third presence in the interview at the hotel was Bill Watson. And like, we don't even know if Bill Watson, like, why is he there? He doesn't say anything. He doesn't ask any questions. He just, like I said, he gives Jack the stink eye. I assume in the world of the movie that Bill Watson is real. Because we see him, like, when they go to the hotel, finally, on closing day of the hotel. But, like, okay, so in the scene where the doctor is examining Danny, it's the doctor lady and Wendy and Danny. Is Danny the parallel of the Bill Watson character? I don't know. I'm just thinking up possibilities, speculating. But what remains is their watches are almost identical. They're wearing more or less the same watch, and that is just creepy to me in this movie. Like, what does it mean? Is Wendy talking to herself? Like, what is going on? So this doctor woman, she questions Danny in the bedroom. Now she starts questioning Wendy. And here's Wendy with her pack of Virginia Slims. And yes, this is a brand of cigarettes that is marketed to women. And it worked. You know, Wendy bought them. And I think that these are not like full strength, regular Virginia Slims. I think these are Virginia Slims lights. And which is interesting, if that's what's going, because I remember these from the 80s. My mother smoked these, and they're still available now. The packaging has changed somewhat, but they're still available now. And Wendy, it's not even a hard pack, it's a soft pack. Soft pack is gross. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but soft pack cigarettes just get on my nerves. And here she is, and she's got a blue lighter. Blue seems to be Wendy's color. At least one of them, blue and red, right? She's got that watch on the outside of her shirt that bugs me, and she's nervous as hell. Look at this face. Wendy's nervous as hell. And she grabs her pack of Virginia Slims, lights. You've come a long way, baby. That was their slogan. Deceptive advertising. And like I said, in the video that did not take last night, I said, okay, Stanley Kubrick, it's been said, and I do believe this, that Stanley Kubrick very, very closely studied subliminal advertising techniques before he went and made this movie. And, Virginia Slim's advertising was kind of famous for being condescending towards the women that it was aimed at. It's basically a fashion photo shoot with, like, these ridiculous jingoistic feminist slogans in there. And I'm not even, like, against smoking. I'm just against deception in advertising. So subliminal messaging in advertising was about getting the viewer to basically kind of like what this lady is talking about when she's explaining what this one, the doctor woman, is explaining what happened to Danny. She's like, well, oh shit. Viewers, listeners, do you see what I see? Or, no, let me put that another way. Do you not see what I don't see? I'm going to do this. I'll show you. Okay? This to this. This to this. You can see you can see it, right? You can see what isn't there in this shot, but is there in this shot. Where did those cigarettes come from? They didn't come from this table. We got an ashtray here, but no cigarettes. They're not over here. Are they? No. Ooh, Lord. Where did these cigarettes come from? Maybe she carries them around with her everywhere she goes. But if you're a smoker, like, you only do that when you go out. You only have your cigarettes on you, in your purse, in your pocket, jacket, whatever, when and if you go out. If you're at home, you just leave them on the table, or the kitchen counter, or whatever. You know where they are. You don't have to have them on you at all times when you're at home, in your pocket or whatever. Does this smock of hers even have pockets? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to check right now. But where do these cigarettes come from? Don't tell me she walks around with them all the time, all over the house. Oh, that would be weird. I know that it takes all kinds of people to make a world, but come on now. Where did these cigarettes come from? Okay, this is an object of art. Exclusive. Okay. Object of art exclusive. One thing I noticed that I don't remember anybody ever mentioning is that these two women are basically wearing the same watch. That's one thing. Another thing, I talked about that damn orb. Okay? I don't think anybody else has talked about this thing. Has anybody else talked about the Goofy and the Ducky? I don't know, but never mind. And also, this scene with the doctor and Wendy in the living room. Where do these damn cigarettes come from? Because we don't see. Maybe we do. I don't know anymore. I don't think so. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I'm gonna be resolute in this. I don't ever remember seeing her take out a pack of cigarettes and a lighter from her pocket. Maybe. I mean, would have noticed that maybe, but I've never seen it. I don't recall seeing where these cigarettes came from. And I've just now noticed this from doing these screenshots. So this little screenshot exercise that I'm doing in these videos, it is valuable, I believe. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. To analyze this movie. I'm not going to solve the, like, grand mystery of this movie. No, I don't think I am. But I'm going to help somewhat. I know I'm making a contribution of some kind to, like, the Shining aficionado universe. I know I'm doing that. Anyway, where the hell did these cigarettes come from? Virginia Slims. I was talking about Stanley Kubrick and his use, very, very possible use of subliminal advertising techniques when he was making this movie. And I know I've talked to people I've shown this movie to people. I talked to you about the person I showed it to who had OCD, who was really bothered by this lampshade. None of this other mess. No, just the lampshade. Okay, cool. Like, not, everybody who has OCD has, like, the OCD in their own special way. This person, lampshade. Lampshade. Okay, cool. I mean, I can kind of see why, but whatever. Out of all the mess in this room, the lampshade is what's bothering them. Okay, all right. Takes all, like I said, it takes all kinds of people to make a world. Wow, these cigarettes have just got me creeped out. And that orb. Where did they come from? So Stanley Kubrick is using subliminal advertising techniques in this movie. People watch this movie. I've talked to them, and they're creeped out by the movie. They feel unsettled, disturbed by the movie, and they can't tell you why. They don't know how to explain the feeling that this movie gives them. And that can probably squarely rest, the reason for that squarely rests on Stanley Kubrick using, I think, subliminal advertising techniques when he was making this movie. I mean, subliminal advertising is illegal because it's deceptive and it's sneaky, and you're fooling people to get, to part them with their money. With this movie, yeah, I guess it's okay. Those rules don't apply to movies, just advertising for, like, any product, whether it's a commercial or a print ad or whatever. So Stanley Kubrick is kind of, it's that's the word about this movie and the man who made it, that he used subliminal advertising techniques to make it. Did he work on any other stuff that could have affected the viewer in a similar way, similarly to subliminal advertising techniques? I don't know. But look at what he did here. It's just this thing that I point out. Where the fuck, excuse me, I use language by now, but where the fuck did these cigarettes come from? Where they at? Where? Did she hide them in the cushion of this chair? Like, where? In this ugly shoe? Is that where she keeps them? In her sock? Down in her bra? What, like, where, Wendy? In her hairdo? Like a spy? Like, where did the Virginia Slims come from? Ooh. Why do I notice these things? Why do I ruin my mind noticing these things? But that's why I'm here, so you guys can help me. Like, this is my form of therapy. So she takes out her Virginia Slims. All right. And she's very nervously removing one of them from the pack. And then she offers cigarettes to a doctor. Which, smoking used to be a lot more common than it is now. I think it's a lot more common than we think it is now. People are just doing it in secret. Yeah, there are still doctors who smoke. There just are. Okay? It's a fact of life. You don't have to argue with me. I know for sure that there are physicians who smoke cigarettes. And yeah. So anyway, cigarettes. She's offering a cigarette to a doctor, which even at the time is like kind of like, woo. I know she's trying to be polite, but if this doctor is real in the first place. But that's still a little weird. I mean, the anti-smoking, like, people were hard at work at this point in history, and doctors were like totally 100% on board, like from day one. I don't know what they were thinking, but they were. And then, okay, I told y'all, son of a bitch. Oh. I done told you. I did these screenshots, and when I got going, I thought I was just going to do a couple of screenshots, because I said, why am I going to concentrate on Wendy's face? Like, how much mileage can I get out of Wendy's face in this 3-minute segment of the movie? And I was so wrong. Stanley did it to me again. Okay, so she's offering the doctor cigarettes. All right. And I did this like frame by frame by frame. More or less. Not like every single millisecond, but like okay, so here she is. Like I said, Okay, here she, no cigarettes anywhere. No lighter anywhere, just the ashtray. Okay? And then they're talking, whatever, and magically, seemingly magically, these Virginia Slims appear, and a lighter, okay, and then she's nervously removing one of the cigarettes from the pack, offers it to the doctor, then goes to light it, and where the hell did those cigarettes go? So she's lighting it, she still has the lighter, and the one cigarette she took out of the pack, but where'd the pack go? Do you see why I'm creeped out by this? Oh, God. And then, okay, doctor's looking at her. Kind of funny. Because if this doctor is real, she is suspicious. She finds Wendy. And this whole situation's suspicious. You could see it on her face. These are good actors. And that's why oh yeah, let me keep going. Stanley, whoever was responsible for casting the actors in this movie, did an amazing job. Wendy, as funky as her face is, and yeah, that's my opinion. I've had, people I've shown this to, they're in love with Shelley Duvall at this point in her life, with the hair and those big-ass teeth. They think she's beautiful. And she is in her own way, but her face is, startling. And I think that's why she got cast for this movie. That face is, ooh. Anyway, so this doctor woman. Look at the look on this doctor woman's face. This doctor woman's like, what is wrong with this lady? What is wrong with this Wendy person? What? Lord. Okay, so pack is here, disappears. She's like, where'd it go? She's lighting it. Doctor's looking at her crazy. And okay, so here she is. Okay, so the doctor's like, okay, he's fine. Wendy, don't worry. The little boy, Danny's, he's fine. He's probably just hypnotized himself. It's called auto-hypnosis. Kids do it all the time. Nothing to worry about. Kids can scare you to death. And here she is. And there's this meme going around, on social media, about this is the most suspenseful scene in The Shining because her cigarette ash just gets longer and longer and longer and longer, but doesn't fall off. And, you're just waiting for it to fall off. It's a real cute meme. Anyway, so she's talking. Look at this face. This face. Please, don't forget that when I know I talk forever in these movies because there's a lot to talk about, but I'm only doing 3-minute segments of The Shining with these videos. Okay? 3-minute segments. 3 times 60 is 180 seconds. 100. I'm going to say that again. I do 3-minute segments of the movies when I do my Understanding the Shining series. For each episode of this, I do 3-minute segments of the movie. We're doing minute 15 to minute 18 in this one. 3 minutes, 60 seconds per minute. So 60 times 3. I'm breaking this down so you understand. 60 times 3 is 180. How many screenshots did I say I have here? 103. Okay, so basically I'm covering 103 out of those 180 seconds of this movie. I guess I missed 77 of them, but I'm not, I said I can't do all of them. That would just be too much. And there's some things that I felt okay skipping over. Maybe I shouldn't have. Shit, I don't know. But here she is with her Virginia Slim. And now where's the lighter? Okay, I can't get over this now that I've an object of art exclusive. Just for you guys, just for my subscribers and the people brave enough to click on my videos and watch them. You all are brave, yes you are. And you've got so much patience if you can get through this. I appreciate you. I just do. Anyway, so here's the pack. Came from I can't get over this. Came from nowhere. Do. She's offering the doctor a cigarette. Where's the pack? Okay, she's got the lighter. All right, now where's the lighter? Oh, am I gonna get another? Oh yeah, we get a view. Okay, cool. So here's this crazy face of hers. All right, Shelley Duvall's face is very unique. This is why she got cast for this role. There's no other way to say it. So I'm going to show you, like I said, 103 screenshots out of 180 seconds. I did a good job. I got to say so myself. Boom, 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 boom. This, from moment to moment to moment, look at these crazy fluctuating changes in her facial expressions. Look at these eyes. This is not okay. These eyes do not look okay. Boom, 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 boom. She looks like I already talked about maybe she has schizophrenia. Maybe there's something else going on. Maybe it's not just schizophrenia, but I'll get into it, right? So the doctor is asking her about Danny. She's asking her how long they've been in Colorado, and she's telling that story, Here it is. Again, where's the cigarettes at? The doctor's like just trying to figure some shit out. If the doctor is real. So, oh, there they are. Yeah, cool. There they are. There they are. Cigarettes and lighter. You can see them plainly on this table now. But before, let me scroll back. They were not here before. They were not here before. But, oh, now they're here. Now they're here. Where the hell did they come from? Stanley. Okay, cool. Let me keep going. So she's talking about they moved to Colorado from Vermont, and that Jack was teaching school there, and Danny has been, how long has been, that's what the doctor asked, how long he's been talking to Tony, and she said, oh, ever since about when he entered nursery school. And the doctor's like, oh, did he like nursery school? And she's like, no, he didn't do very well there. And then they ask why, and oh Lord, you know the story. Again, if you're watching this, you know that story. Look at, again, these wildly fluctuating, the lability of these facial expressions. Look, there's something going on here. And again, most of these 180 seconds that I'm covering in this video are her face. You're going to notice something about this face before I'm done. All right, so she's asking, what happened? And she said, oh, we put him in nursery school. They put Danny in nursery school. And then they had to take him out because of an injury. Did he like it? This is where she says, no, he didn't like it. Oh, look at that. Oof. Lord. That's what one of the people I showed this movie to, they had never seen. I'm an ambassador. I'm an evangelist when it comes to this movie. I'm a proselytizer. And they say, oh boy, she has a mouthful of teeth. She sure does. Okay, she's laughing about Danny not having a great time in nursery school. And then the doctor's like, okay, what happened? Why'd you take him out of nursery school? And she said, well, Lord, this is what I remember covering. Do you see what I'm doing here? I hope you do. I hope you do. Was this scene filmed on 2 different days? Were they not able to get her hair right or exactly the same on those 2 different days? But it's not just the hair, though. Look at this. Look at this. Look at her here. Okay, there's the transition, the screenshot of the doctor. So it's this, doctor, this. Okay, she looks a lot more drawn here. The cheeks look a little bit more sunken in. She's a skinny woman here, but the cheeks are still a little bit more sunken in. The hair is different. The prior hairdo, before the jump, is rounder. Okay? The face is a little bit rounder. The face is paler. And then we jump over to here, and sunken in eyes, sunken in cheeks. She's redder here. She has a more ruddy complexion in this shot. The hair is a little bit, I guess, more streamlined, or a little bit more angular, whatever you want to call it, than this here. But I just noticed how different this is from this. Look at this. Why? Why? right up until this here, we have that round hairdo. Doesn't make sense, does it? I'm back. I took another little break. I got dry again. Anyway, what was I talking about? Her crazy face. Yes. And I was talking about the disappearing and reappearing, and that mysterious soft pack of Virginia Slim Lights and that lighter. Okay, so now the doctor is asking how Danny did in nursery school. And I told you from this to this. Or did I? No, I talked about that before. I talked about the... Where was I? This is what happens when I take breaks. Okay, round, pale. Oh yeah, we were here. This is an abrupt change. Redder skin, more angular haircut. She looks more drawn. She looks she looks fatigued. As opposed to this one, she looks fresher here. And her face is rounder. It's got more bounce to it. And then, boom. Look at... continuity. So, I'm talking about the cigarette ash. Anyway, so she's talking about, like... Okay, so the doctor's like, why? Why didn't he do very well in nursery school? And she said, oh, well, you know, he dislocated his shoulder. Okay. And the doctor's like, she said dislocated his shoulder. And how do I know she's talking about the shoulder? Because she's gesturing with her left hand to her shoulder. So that's the part of this dialogue that we're talking about. And here she goes. She takes another drag of that cigarette. Okay. All right. Please look at these facial expressions. Shoulder. She's about to tell a lie. She's about to tell a lie, viewers and or listeners. She's about to tell a lie from the pits of hell. Okay? That's what she's about to do. And I was talking a little while ago about how, you know, people say, and I believe them, I'm just going to go ahead and take their word for it, that Stanley Kubrick used subliminal advertising techniques when he was filming this movie. That's why so many people are so very disturbed and creeped out by this movie, and they can't even explain to you why they feel that way. So he would, you know, it's kind of taken as a given that that's what he was doing among shining aficionados. No, he might have been doing another thing parallel to that. So if he was using subliminal advertising techniques, he might... This is what I'm offering here. I'm submitting this for your consideration. He might have also been using body language reading with regard to at least one of the characters in this movie. And yes, I'm talking about Wendy. All right. Because this whole 3-minute segment, like I said, there's 180 seconds and 3 minutes. And I got 103 screenshots here. I think I did okay. All right. So basically, the majority of these 3 minutes is close-ups of Wendy Torrance's face. You can see everything. You can see... I just noticed the very abrupt change in her hairdo and her complexion and everything. And I don't think that that's a mistake. We were meant to notice that eventually. Those of us who are looking, who have eyes to see. We were meant to notice that eventually. We were also... How many times have I watched this movie? I couldn't even tell you how many times I've watched this movie. I've never noticed that pack of Virginia Slims just comes from nowhere. Okay, so we're learning today. And that orb, and I already told you about Goofy and the rubber duck. Okay, cool. Let's keep it moving. So if he's using, like, there's a lady on YouTube, and she has her own website, and she does body language readings of, like, public figures and when they give speeches or interviews or whatever. And she tries to figure out, based on their body language, basically whether or not they're lying. She's looking for indications of deception. Her name is Mandy, and I think her last name is Bombard, and that's the name of the channel and or her website, Bombard's Body Language, and that's what she's doing. Mandy Bombard. She's pretty good. She's pretty entertaining. I don't know whether or not she's right, because I don't know. I'm not a body language expert. I've read books, I've looked at websites, but that does not an expert make. So, but I'm offering that. I'm suggesting that maybe Stanley Kubrick is doing that here too. He's taking, I don't know how much they knew about body language in the late 1970s when this movie was being filmed. I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm saying I think it's a possibility based on what I'm seeing in this 3-minute segment that concentrates mostly on Wendy's face here. You will see what I mean. She's telling the story in these screenshots about Danny dislocating his shoulder. First she says dislocated his shoulder, then later she says injured his arm. And, you know, when the doctor asks her, how long have you been in Boulder? She says 3 months. Okay, and this episode with Danny's shoulder and or arm happened 5 months ago. Something's wrong. She's got her timeline mixed up. Whatever. Something don't make sense. She can't decide on whether it's a dislocated shoulder or an injured arm. And you might say, what's the difference? Well, a shoulder is not an arm. The arm is connected to the shoulder by the joint that connects the arm and the shoulder, but an arm is not a shoulder. Period. I'm not even a doctor, and I know that. Okay, so anyway, here she is telling this ridiculous story about how Danny's shoulder and or arm got injured, dislocated, whatever. Why the fuck? Again, I'm using language, and you know that by now. You know I do that. Why the fuck is she smiling? Why in the world is Wendy Torrance smiling while she retells this story about her, what, 4-year-old son having his shoulder dislocated and or his arm injured by his drunk-ass daddy. Right? That's the story. Jack comes home late, 3 hours late one night, and he wasn't in the best mood, and he saw little Danny going through his papers, and he lost his shit, and he grabbed Danny by the arm and he pulled a little too hard, and he, you know, and then she, in this ridiculous voice, she said, and then he injured Danny's arm. Okay, wait a minute, I thought it was a shoulder, but never mind. Okay, and throughout the telling of this story, look at these facial expressions. This is not okay. This is not normal. This is scary. She shouldn't be smiling. You might want to say, okay, she's smiling because she's uncomfortable, and sometimes people smile. Sometimes people laugh when they're nervous. Okay, maybe she's nervous of telling this to the doctor. I don't know at this time in history, because I wasn't quite born yet. Whether or not doctors had the same obligations that they do now. Like in 1978 or 9 in America, did a doctor, especially a pediatrician, was that doctor obligated to report to the authorities if they heard a story like this about a parent dislocating a 3 or 4-year-old child's shoulder? Maybe they were, but I don't have that knowledge and I haven't looked it up. So, and I don't even know where I would begin to look for that information. I assume they had some kind of responsibility, because like doctors and pediatricians, they're supposed to be like the first contact, or like if they see some shit that looks like it ain't right to them with regard to how a child is behaving, or like marks on the child's body, they're supposed to report that to somebody, some authoritative body like Child Protective Services or whatever. If they see evidence of abuse, they're supposed to report that. That's they're obligated. That is their duty as a doctor to do that. And it's not just pediatricians, I don't think. It's also like grown-up people, doctors. But whatever. So she's telling this story to this doctor. Does she know whether or not the doctor is obligated to report this? I don't know. Is she trying to get her husband in trouble? I don't know. Is she lying her ass off and just telling this story for sympathy? Is this a case of Munchausen syndrome or Munchausen by proxy? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But again, these facial expressions, when she's telling this story about Danny getting injured by his father, allegedly, they don't make no sense. And look at these eyes. These fucking eyes. Listen, I told you about that dopey sticker on the bedroom door. Danny's bedroom door. That was there when we're zooming into Danny in the bathroom, talking to Tony, and how it's there in that scene. But later when the doctor's examining Danny, and then we go, then we see that door again. The dopey sticker is missing. Dopey. Is this Wendy Torrance woman the dopey one? Is she on dope, as they say, like Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Are you all on dope? If you remember that movie. Does Wendy have a substance abuse problem? Is she on something? Is she the alcoholic rather than Jack? Or is it like something a little harder than alcohol? Is it, weed? Weed's not going to make you, no, weed's not going to give you psychotic episodes, but maybe Coke will. Or, whatever, like pills and whatever people were doing very regularly in the 1970s. Like, will that mess with your mind to the point where you have paranoid delusions? Will, like, I don't know, because I've never experienced that. But would Coke, like, get you to the point where you would have paranoid delusions, hallucinations, some kind of psychotic stuff going on? I don't know. But it's a possibility. Why? Because of the dopey sticker. It's there and then it's not. It's there when Wendy is not present, or we are led to believe she's not present. When Danny is talking to Tony in the mirror about why he doesn't want to go to the hotel. Why Tony doesn't want to go to the hotel. But then later with the doctor there, the dopey sticker is Wendy the dopey one. She looks fucked up. She looks like she's been consuming something. Does she not? And then she's telling this ridiculous story. Maybe she's the one with a substance abuse or a drinking problem issue. Maybe she's the one abusing Danny. And she's, if this happened to Danny, if he did get his shoulder dislocated and or his arm injured, was she the one who did it rather than Jack? She's blaming everything on Jack. Maybe it's all her. Maybe she has a mental health issue like schizophrenia, plus she's on something. Look at this. And I mean, again, those eyes, this inappropriate smiling, in my opinion. Is this inappropriate smiling? I found one really good example of it. Oh, there she goes again with the dopey eyes. The inappropriate smile. She is that duping delight. If you don't know what duping delight is, look it up. It's a body language thing where when somebody's lying to you and they're trying to look sincere, sound sincere, they crack a little smile that's barely noticeable, and that smile is because they're like so proud of themselves because they think they've put one over on you. That's called duping delight. Is that what's going on here? And like I said, Stanley Kubrick, the consensus is that he did use subliminal advertising techniques when he was doing this movie. Okay. did he use body language too? Because if you look at these slides while she's telling these stories, okay, you've all probably seen that thing where they say, look at a person's eyes if you want to know whether or not they're lying. Okay, if they're telling the truth, if they're recalling an event and the facts regarding what happened, trying to remember what happened, they look up and to their left if they're telling the truth. If they're deceiving you, they look to the right. There's plenty of examples in these screenshots that I got of her face where she's looking to the right. When she's talking about her husband, she's looking down. And she has this look of disgust and or can be interpreted as disgust and or contempt on her face and looking down when she's talking about Jack. But when she's trying to recall what happened when Jack allegedly dislocated Danny's shoulder and or injured his arm, she's looking to her right. She's not recalling something, she's fabricating. She's assembling a story. She's making up a story. That's, if I don't know whether or not that's correct, but that you can easily find that online where they talk about how to look at somebody's eyes and what direction people look in when they're lying and or telling the truth. I don't know. So I'm going through these here. Again, her facial expressions. She is in Mandy Bombard from Bombard's Body Language. Shout out to Mandy Bombard. She would call this portrayal mode. Okay, so she's portraying. The Wendy character is portraying something. And she has, I'm trying to find it here. Out of all these screenshots, you'd think I would have memorized this by now, but no. Oh, is this a little bit of duping delight? I don't know. Again, to the right, to her right, she's looking. Ugh. Oh, there's those eyes again. Those dopey looking eyes. Ooh. And I'm trying to look. I found a really good example of duping delight among these slides. I think this might be it. I think I found it. This one and then this one. She seems pleased with herself. She's portraying. She's in portrayal mode. And then here, down here, right? I'm skipping over slides now. Again, this is an inappropriate way to tell this story, this horrific story about your small child getting violently abused by their father. I'm sorry, it just is. There should be no smiling here whatsoever. In my opinion. But then again, I'm not a body language expert. There go those dopey eyes again. This. Okay, here. This is what Mandy would call Bombard. She would call this the believe me look. Yeah. Look, as she's telling this cockamamie story, that I believe is a cockamamie story, and I believe lying, she's scanning the doctor's face to see whether or not the doctor is buying the story. Whether or not the doctor woman is falling for it. That's what I believe. Because this is the reaction. This doctor woman. We don't see very many shots of her in this scene, this 3-minute scene. This 3-minute segment of the movie, rather. But in every single shot, she doesn't move. Her head is cocked to the same, side the whole time. Her body doesn't move. She doesn't cross her legs. She doesn't really hardly move her hands either. All we see is that this watch that she's wearing is almost identical to Wendy's watch. And this look is a look of horror. She's just horrified by what she just heard Wendy say. Once again, this is all, if you take it as a given, that this doctor character is actually a real character in the world of this movie, and not just being hallucinated by Wendy, a product of Wendy's diseased mind. And at this point is when she says, but that's okay, that this happened because the husband, Jack, said, Wendy, I'm giving up drinking And if I ever touch another drop again, you can leave me. And that was 5 months ago, and he hasn't had any alcohol since then. And she sounds dopey, and she sounds goofy. Dopey and goofy. Lord, when she's telling this story, she sounds like I said, the only thing missing, I compared her to Goofy because they sure made her look like Goofy. And they even put a Goofy doll in the room so we could compare and contrast from my last video, part 5. The only thing missing from this speech is the hyuk when she speaks. That's it. That's it and that's all. So, she finally knocked the ash off of her cigarette. I gotta take a sip. Getting dry again. But something's wrong. Y'all. So I've done this. We're wrapping it up here, right? Yeah, the person that told me that, yeah, she definitely has a mouthful of teeth, just like Goofy, and they stick out very prominently. So, like I said, Stanley Kubrick, is he using subliminal advertising techniques? I think so. Is he using possibly or manipulating body language techniques? Or did he instruct the actress, Shelley Duvall? Did he maybe... I don't know how much control a director has over an actor in this kind of situation, because I don't know nothing about making movies or Hollywood or nothing like that. But maybe, I'm offering this again as a possibility. Maybe he instructed Shelley Duvall to tell her, while you're saying this, while you're doing this monologue, basically, do not, and I repeat, do not look up and to your left. When you talk about Jack, look down. When you're talking about this story about Danny's shoulder/arm, look to the right. Is that a possibility that he could have given her that direction? I don't know. I just don't know, because I don't know about such things. But I'm saying maybe it is a possibility. It's a possible possibility. Sure, why not? So I talked about that. I talked about the watch. I talked about that rock on the end table. I talked about the Jimmy Carter collapse article on the newspaper on the coffee table. Talked about the Wish Child. Talked about what me and Exorcist Reviews talk about. Okay, so Catcher in the Rye is Wendy, Wish Child is Danny, and maybe the novel that Jack is allegedly writing at the hotel is connected to Jack. I don't know. Red Book is connected to the hotel and Carl Jung. So that's your big red flag in book form to mine the symbolism and mine the psychological aspects of what's going on in this movie. Like I said, and also what I said, maybe Wendy isn't just dealing with possibly schizophrenia, but also a substance abuse issue because of the dopey sticker. Did I miss anything? And yes, this doctor woman, she might or might not be real. I'm still not sure, and I don't know how to be sure. So there's that. I've given myself plenty to think about. I don't know about you, but I've given myself plenty to think about. And what else did I say? This doctor woman is interviewing Wendy just the same way that Stuart Ullman is interviewing Jack at the Overlook Hotel. And the third party in this part of it is Danny for the Boulder, Colorado apartment scene. And it's Bill Watson in the office at the Overlook for the interview with Jack. Oh, am I missing anything? The doctor woman is... Oh, shit. Sorry. The doctor woman is married. We have a wedding ring here. So, that was Jack's interview. This is Wendy's interview. And she's not doing very well. She's lying, in my opinion. She's lying. Did I miss anything? I want to make sure that I did a great video last night, but it didn't take. I'm recording this right now, and I don't know if this is going to take. So just, help me. Pray for me. I don't know. Okay, so we go from this. She finishes telling that story. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention that. Look at her hands. Or her hand. She has pretty long nails. These are not fake nails. These are not press-ons. These are not acrylic or gel or whatever. No, these are her natural nails, and they're quite long. This is a woman who does not do very much manual labor. She has plenty of time to read all these friggin' books. Okay, where are they? Hold on. I know. Oh, here it is. She's got plenty of time to read all these damn books. Plenty of time to grow her nails out. No time to clean. That's why the nails are so long. When you do work with your hands and you have long nails, they break. Ask me how I know. And again, the watches are matching. What the hell? Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I just noticed something again. Me and my damn eyes. Oh. Wait. I have to get a... Oh, and she's covering the hand. Great, Dr. Woman. Great. I'll let you know if I find it. Hold on. Hold on. You're watching me do this in real time. Oof. Oh, Lord. Stanley, why you gotta make everything so hard? Look at the... Okay, so... The Doctor Woman. She has a little ring on her ring finger on her right hand. Do we see it again in the other shots? Should I look at... Wait a minute, maybe I can solve this very easily. No, of course not. I want to know. She's wearing a wedding ring, but she's also got a similar ring on the corresponding finger on her other hand. And I need to clear up this mystery. God damn it. Why can't things just go, like, smoothly for me? I'm going to have to look at this again, because why am I so obsessed with these tiny little details? Because they might tell us a lot about what's really going on, or what Stanley Kubrick really wants us to see or to know when we're watching this movie. Ugh. Oh, God. Couldn't just make it easy so I can see her right hand clearly. Of course not. Maybe here. Oh, no. It's not here. Unless maybe I need to look at the movie again and zoom in. But I don't see a ring on this finger here. Okay. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything shiny. But then again, no, I don't see it. And like I said, they're wearing almost the identical watch. Why are her hands always clasped? Oh, come on, work with me. Nope. He's not going to make it easy. Of course he's not. He's Stanley Kubrick. He's not going to make it easy. Anyway, so you guys, after that, okay, now, I talked about the mysterious Virginia Slims pack. Where did it come from? So after all of this ridiculous story, and I talked about the change, the abrupt change in her hairdo, and the ruddiness of her face and the roundness of her face from one shot to another. Okay, closing day. I'm going to wrap this up. We're almost done. We're almost done. Okay, closing day. Then what? Trees. Lots of trees. More trees. More trees. And then we see the road. And then we see the road again. More road. And then finally, we see the yellow Volkswagen Beetle chugging up the mountain to get to the Overlook Hotel. So the family, they are on their way to their doom, basically. And the trees, it's, maybe twofold reason for seeing all these trees, to let you know that, once again, to remind you how far the hell away this hotel is from everything and everyone, and to remind you of trees in general. And trees are a natural resource. Trees are used to build houses, buildings of all kinds, not just houses, but trees are a natural resource. And they're a very, there's a lot of fighting that goes over the control of the forests, any natural resource really, but yeah, timber, wood, right? So this hotel is far the hell away from everything. And remember what I said, that car, the bug is synonymous with insect. The Imamura movie, yeah, the human, what was it called? The it's in one of my earlier Shining videos, the human insect or something like that, with that woman. It's a female character. Yeah, and here we are. And yeah, I just showed you. Wendy is yawning. Wendy is exhausted from what? I don't know. She's not driving. He seems very focused. He seems like the responsible one in the family. And this one, the dopey, sleepy one, she's yawning, right? Okay. So, I think I covered everything. I think I said everything I wanted to say. I don't know whether or not this is my longest video yet, but I didn't think that I was going to do much with this video. I didn't think I was going to do much with this 3-minute segment of the movie, minutes 15 through 18 on my copy. But I did. And it's all because of Boxy. Thank you, Boxy, for basically kicking my ass and getting me to get going and do this, right? So, thank you once again. Thank you, Boxy. And thank you, everybody who's watching this. If you're a new viewer, thank you for being new. If you're an old viewer, a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And if you could, please do like, comment, subscribe, share if you know somebody who would be interested in this nonsense. If you don't like it, go ahead and try to hit the dislike button. Tell me what happens. And if you do feel that way, whether or not you're able to hit the dislike button, because I have a feeling they've disabled that thing, go ahead and tell me in the comments if I did something wrong, if I got something wrong, and what it was, and why, and how. I am very open to constructive criticism. I'm not an expert. I'm not a film theory expert. I'm not a psychology expert, that's for sure. But I'm pretty good at reading pictures, and I think I'm doing okay. I'm not doing fabulous or fantastic in these videos, but I'm doing okay. And I'm hoping to unlock something for other people who are interested in this movie, for their own reason. So we can figure this shit out together. Okay? This is not paths to glory. This is just, we're trying to figure this out collectively. All of us who are shining aficionados, all of us shiners, because I have a theory about that too. We're trying to figure this out. We think there's something in here that can explain a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. So here we are. Anyway, you guys, once again, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my links for my affiliate stuff. Tell your friends. Okay. And until next time, I don't know what kind of movie. I keep saying movie. I don't know why, but I don't know what kind of video I'm gonna do next time. Coffee break, art talk, art crime. I'll think of something. I think I might, because I didn't know that people are anticipating the next installment of my Understanding the Shining series until I read Boxy's comment. And I'm sorry, and I'm not good at answering comments, but you know, I have a job that eats up a lot of my time and a lot of my money with regard to the gasoline. But you know, if you have suggestions, ooh, yes, let me know in the comments if you have something that you would like me to cover in the art world, whether it's a crime, whether or not if you want to have a painting, okay, that you really like and you don't know why, and you want somebody to analyze that painting, I'm your chicken. Let me know, right? Let Miss M know. If you want any given individual, I can do a video about an individual painting. I can talk about it. I can talk about the symbolism. I can talk about the history. I can talk about, you know, whatever, art historical or visual kind of analysis of a work of art, if that's what you want me to do. If there's a movie or an episode of a TV show even that you want me to work through, you know, I'm right here. Let me know. So, you guys, once again, I can't say thank you enough. I appreciate you all so much, but I've taken up way too much of your time already. Once again, let's hope this video takes. And until the next time I find some reason to talk at you, I'm going to go ahead and bid you bye-bye. So, bye-bye, everybody.